Welcome to part 11 of the HMS Valiant build-up. Made some pretty good progress on this now. We've got the plaque in place now. That's exactly equidistance, which is fantastic. We've also got all the bow waves painted in, etc. They're all done now. The water effects, the Woodlands water effects, set around the ship quite quickly, actually, to be quite honest. That was dry when I woke up this morning. The only things that weren't were the sort of edges around there, really, and that's because they are quite thick. I think you're pretty hard pressed to see them even on the camera, actually, to be honest there. But yeah, we've done quite well, actually, to be quite honest. The only things that are left for me to do now are the little people and the railings, the flagstaffs, and the little flags to go on the flagstaffs. And I believe that's about it. You would have thought I would have known for sure, actually, the amount of times I've had my head in those instructions. But I can't remember. I think that's just old age. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on with those bits, get those done, and hopefully this might actually be the last video for this model. So as soon as I've got some more work done to it, I will come back to you. A little bit of fun with the ship today. Got the figures on board. I did have, I think it was about 60, maybe 65 of them. Unfortunately, because they are so tiny and so fragile, you do expect losses, unfortunately, and I think I lost about sort of 15 of them in the end in total, either through accidental beheadings or through ripping off limbs. So you know, we've got a few soldiers down, unfortunately. But the soldiers are on now, and they are looking quite good. You can hardly see them, actually, to be quite honest, because they are so teeny tiny. So if we just zoom in, if we just start off with the bow section of the hull, there you go. You'll see a few people sort of milling about there, and then you can see one there near the water break, and there's a couple there. And then if we swing around a little bit more, you'll see a few more hanging about. And then we've got the ones that are up on the bridge section too. So we've got all of those up there as well. And then we've got a little man there, and some little men around down that end, and down there. And we've also got a few little men in various little poses around the ship. I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun with some of them. If we just, there you go, you see you've got a little man just there sitting down, having a little rest. And if we just scroll further down around here, you'll see just there as well, we've got another one that's sitting down on the job, so to speak, being told off by the looks of it. I don't know. And then if we go up here, I'm not sure whether somebody would actually sit up here, to be quite honest. Be a bit dangerous. But we've got another little man sitting up there on his own looking at what's going on. And then we've got a few others around various other places around the ship, and we've got a little man there, as you can see, trying to climb the ladder there. And it's pretty much all the same on the other side. I didn't really have a specific place to put these little figures. I just really put them anywhere I felt like, to be fair. And it seems to have worked out a little bit. So that's kind of cool. And as you can see there, we've got a few little men that are just various places around the ship having a little chat with each other. But yeah, that's what the ship is looking like now. So the only thing left for me to do is get the railings on and whatnot, and then the ship will be complete. So as soon as I've got this buttoned up, I will come back to you. my face is back in front of the camera, that can only mean one thing. And that would be that the ship has been built, finally, at long last. It's finished, it's done, it's dusted, and it's soon going to be packed off to its new owner. I've had a great deal of fun actually building this ship, and I've had a great deal of frustration as well, and that's mainly been with the photo etch. And through that there's been some, shall we say, colourful metaphors that have turned the air blue too. As anybody who's done photo etch work on that scale can most probably agree to, it does actually make you swear like a trooper. In fact, I think I swore so much I'd even make a sailor blush. But you know, we got through it, and that's fantastic. You know, it's looking good, so I'm glad that I've got the photo etch done. It taught me a lot of patience actually when it comes to building models, because you cannot rush that photo etch because it is very, very delicate. I now class it as metal origami. So that was the first. The seascape as well actually was a first for me, you know, and I'm really happy the way that that turned out, especially for a first attempt as well. You know, that was the very first attempt that I made at making a base, and it turned out to be really good. So I'm happy with that too. It's the first time I've ever built an earthbound ship, really, that floats around on H2O as well. So that was cool. It's the first time I've actually really painted 1/350 scale figures, and boy, I tell you, they are really, really tiny. Some people can actually build those without magnifying glasses. How the hell they do that, I know, just don't know. But you know, so that's cool. And the cover for the kit as well, for the display. Never made one of those before. You know, I was looking into prices of them, and the cheapest I could find, ridiculous, at £220 plus VAT and shipping. You know, I ordered the perspex online, and I think it cost me about 30 quid. So I made it myself, so I saved myself quite a bit of money there actually, to be fair. And that turned out alright as well actually. You know, it's not exactly what you would call grade A professional build, but you know, it's good enough to actually put over a model to keep it safe, and that's the main thing. That was the main aim of the game there. So you know, I really love this model, you know, and in some respects I want to keep it, really, I really do. But you know, I'm going to give it to my mum because it's her model, and I promised that I was going to build it for her. So it is going to go to its new home, or is it? No, it will do. But without any further ado, we get the main star of this show out, so you can see what she looks like in her full glory. So this is what the model's looking like now in the case. We have had a little bit of an issue with the decals for the flags that go on the bow and the stern. Unfortunately, those decals were really, really delicate, and they just kept on breaking on me, so unfortunately I couldn't get them on there. I did try to reprint those decals as well on the for the ship, but unfortunately I couldn't get the decals down to the scale that I needed with the clarity that was needed as well. They was just coming out blotchy and pixelated, and it didn't matter what I did, I just couldn't get them looking right. So unfortunately we cannot put the flags on this ship, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest, because that really would have set this model off if we could have got the flags on there, but never mind. So this is what the ship's looking like, and as you can see, we've got my grandfather on the left there. On the left there, we've also got the ship's crest on the right, and then we've got the plaque in the middle there with a HMS Valiant Queen Elizabeth class on there. If anybody's interested, the ship's motto is Vigilant and Valiant. But yeah, that's what she's actually looking like. If we come down a little bit, hopefully you should see some of the detail sort of pop out on the base there, where we've got the sort of little waves on the seascape. So that's actually looking, as you know, it's looking quite good, really, to be honest. And you can see all the little waves sort of down this end here. looking good. You can actually see from this side here as well, or from this angle, you can see some pretty good shots of the little people in on the ship as well. So that's looking good. I'm really happy with that. I'm pleased with how this has come out. So what I'll do is I'll just stop the camera there for a second, and I will get the lid off so we can take a closer look. Looking at the starboard side view of the ship, I'd like to bring the camera back out a little bit on this because the model is quite long, and I just couldn't really fit it all in with the camera right up close to the stand. But if we bring the camera in, we can get a little bit closer to it, and then you can see some of the little wave patterns that we've got sort of down the sides of the ship there. Try to make those look as realistic as we possibly can. And as I say, I mean, for the first time I've ever done a seascape, I think this has actually turned out quite well. I do apologise about the creaky noise there. That's actually the tripod for the camera. And as you can see there, we've got a few little folks at the front of the ship there, just looking about, seeing what's going on. And then we've got another couple down there just having a little chit chat. And then there's a little man just there. And then there's a couple up there. And then if we go up to the bridge section, you can see a few little figures there on the bridge. I'm not sure how well this is going to focus in on these actually, because they are really small. There you go, so you've got some level of focus in there. So we've got this little man, let me just get a little pointer actually, it'd be easier. Get my tweezers. We've got this little man just here, he's actually coming up a set of steps. And then we've got a little man there. And then we've got some little men just around the side there as well. And then if we look up on the starfish platform, we got a little man sitting up there having a break. Don't know how he got up there really, to be quite honest. Must have been brave climbing up all those little ladders. And then if we go down here, you'll see there's also another little man. Oh, let's zoom in a little bit. There you go. You'll see a little man standing, or sort of standing near the ladder waiting to go up. And then if we just come back down, you've got another little man just there. And then go down, we've got a couple of little men just, whoops, sorry, wrong way. We've got a couple of little men just there as well. And then we've got a few men down this side here as well. And then there's some more little men just walking about there. And then, as you can most probably hopefully see, we've got another little sailor having a break there. I'm not sure whether the commanding officer is going to be happy with this. And then if we go down to the back end of the ship there, you'll see another little man who's also being told off for having a little break. And as a whoop, let's bring that back out again. As I say, it's just some of these parts are just so tiny. It is absolutely unbelievable. But I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. The only issue that I have had really of late on this model is the radar up here. I have actually accidentally knocked that, and I just cannot for the life of me get that back into a reasonably good position. So it's a little bit buckled. But we can just call that a little bit of wear and tear, I guess, on the ship itself. But as you most probably saw there, we've got the railings that go all around the edges of the deck there as well. They're all in. We've got the flagstaff in at the front there. And then, as you can see at the back there, we've got some little white caps put in. And we've got the railings that go all the way around the side of the model. There are none there because we've got the lip. We've got the metal wall there, so we don't have any there. And then they just go all the way around the sides there and all the way around to the back of the model. And they were quite fiddly to put in. You would have thought actually that the The railings were quite easy to put in, but they actually, in reality, weren't that easy to put in. And then we've also got the little flagstaff at the end. I think what I might actually do is see if I can actually get some decent ones of these and print them off, and if I can, then I'll just take them to my mum's house and stick them on whilst I'm there, just to sort of finish that off, because I hate the idea of not having them on there, to be quite honest. But yeah, that is what she is looking like. I am really happy with the way that this turned out. You know, as I say, this is the first time I've ever actually built a ship, and I really do like how it's come out. I really enjoyed this build as well. It's taught me some new skills and techniques along the way as well. So I hope that you've also enjoyed the build with me. So until the next model, thank you for watching, and please do take care.